June 23rd, this is an email from George Benish to me.
Okay.
June 23, 2011, 3:05 p.m.
Okay. So this email reflects the fact that you got a copy of the 2008 agreement, which is at issue in the criminal transaction and the civil litigation from George Benish on June 23rd, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. But I don't know that I didn't have it already. I don't know.
Okay. It also references an agreement, April 2000. That was an agreement between Virgin Valley Water District and SNWA, correct?
Without seeing that document, I could not tell you that that's correct. It does reference an April 2000 agreement, but I have no idea who the parties to that agreement.
Because that April 2000 agreement is not involved in the criminal action, is it?
To the best of my knowledge, you know, Mr. Bingham, it's been almost a year and a half since that criminal action's been behind me. So I don't know what's involved in it anymore, and I don't care.
But as you sit here today, you can't recall any 2000 agreement between Virgin Valley Water District or SNWA that was involved in the criminal investigation.
I cannot recall anything other than the 2008 agreement being involved in the criminal investigation. I mean, in the criminal, you're talking about the indictment, right? The RICO case?
Yeah, I'm talking about the criminal
Indictment.
action, yes.
The indictment that's actually in being.
Yes, against
Yeah,
Michael Johnson.
I
Mike
haven't
Winters.
read that document. I'm not sure I ever read it. I'm not sure I ever read it, but if I did, I probably haven't read it since maybe late 2011. So I don't know what's in it.
Mr. Linetti was going to provide a proffer in connection with the criminal action, correct?
Mr. Linetti provided a several-hour interview with Mark DiGiacomo and two agents, and it was recorded by a court reporter at my insistence.
Okay.
And that wasn't a proffer. That was a dead-bang interview.
Okay. And that interview revolved around the 2008 transaction, correct?
It revolved around a lot of things, including the 2008 transaction.
But you don't recall that there was any discussion about an agreement from 2000 between SNWA and Virgin Valley Water District, right?
I will tell you, you're correct that I don't recall it. It doesn't mean that it wasn't part of it. Again, I have done nothing to refresh my memory in terms of what's in that interview.
Okay. Further down in that email it says, changing subject, Michael Johnson's attorney has the Pleasant Valley Investments / Woodside Homes document. John was trying to get back. At my request, Michael Johnson is having these documents sent to your office. So it appears that you, George Benish, and Michael Johnson were coordinating the exchange of documents that related to Virgin Valley Water District and SNWA. Would that be a fair statement?
What, that it appears that way?
Yes.
If it appears that way to you, then it does. I mean, I don't remember.
So you're not saying that it was otherwise than that?
I'm not saying anything other than what this says, that Michael Johnson's attorney has the Pleasant Valley Investment Woodside Homes document that John was trying to get back. Now, whether that document was ever provided to me or provided to John, or whether it ever came, I don't know.
The 2000 agreement wasn't involved in the criminal action to your memory, but it has been involved extensively in this civil litigation. Isn't that right?
I will tell you that probably since August of last year, because I was in prep for a trial that I thought was going to take 3 months, I have really not paid a lot of attention to what has been going on in this civil case. Mr. Zarnowski will be the man to ask that question.
Mr. Zarnowski has informed you that the 2000 agreement has come up several times in depositions, including with John Ensminger and Virgin Valley Water District representatives and board members.
don't remember him informing me of that.
Okay. Will you please turn to the email that's in that group of documents there, dated June 3rd, 2011? At the top it states it's from George Benish to Dominic P. Gentile.
Okay, that's the first page?
Yeah, do you see that?
Second page.
I do.
Second.
So it's the first page in mine.
Judge, mine.
No, it's not. That one's from Betty Malarkey. He's talking about the one from Bench.
No, this one is from Benish. It says from Benish
Okay,
to
well,
me, June
no.
3, 2011 at 3:05.
All right, well, Mr. Zarnowski, his abilities to put the exhibits together. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
As long as he has the right.
So, regardless of what page it is in order there, I am referring to the June 3rd, 2011 email at 3:05 p.m. from George Benish to Dominic Gentile. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. You recognize this document?
No, but I don't dispute that I received it.
Okay. It states, Mr. Benish asked me to forward the attached civil complaint against Michael Johnson. Do you recall receiving the civil complaint against Michael Johnson on June 3rd?
No,
Do you recall if you reviewed it?
I don't recall receiving it. Oh,
Do
you
you
mean,
recall-
did I ever review it?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Okay, when did you review it?
Not then. Maybe then, because the grand jury investigation was still going on, so probably near that date.
Because you wanted to get as much information as you could to be prepared for what was going on in the criminal investigation, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that information in the civil complaint was helpful and useful to you to kind of know what was going on and different angles or whatever could, different issues that could be involved in the criminal investigation.
I don't know if it was useful. I guess it was. It educated me a little.
So, I guess your best recollection is you would have reviewed the complaint at that time. So, the allegations in that complaint you would have been aware of in very early June 2011. Is that right?
Yes, because as I recall, it was very similar to the complaint that had been filed by the district attorney.
Okay. I'm going to read a couple of statements from that complaint, which I believe has already been admitted as an exhibit, Exhibit 4.
Exhibit 4?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm just going to read some allegations of that complaint to you and ask you a couple of questions about them. On page 3, allegation 17 states, as a result, VVWD unknowingly paid $2,955,500 more than it should have for Linetti's water permit 22406. You're aware that at the time you reviewed that complaint that Virgin Valley Water District was alleging that there had been some wrongdoing and that the water district had been harmed to the tune of several $1 million in connection with a transaction involving Mr. Linetti, correct?